had the wrong mindset about it. And I was letting my ego and my own pride get in the way of doing what I needed to do, grow my business. And as soon as I got over that and went into that first week where you gave me the assignment and said, okay, I want you to call however many it was, 30, talk to 30 people in the course of a week. I mean, those first 30 calls I made, I generated some very serious potential business. I mean, it was like magic, but it's not magic. It's the basics. That's the whole point. And so, yeah, it was an ego hurdle, and just me having my own misconceptions about like, oh, here I am, an MBA, from Harvard. Am I really going to pick up the phone and just start cold calling people and calling? Is that, that was the wrong attitude. I had a wrong attitude about it. It took a reversal, and then that's a behavioral change and a habit change.
Well, everyone has that, right? Everyone has that thing that, it's a common conversation. And it's easy to, the nice thing about that, LeGrand, and everyone listening, is once you push through it, it's going to try to sneak into your life again. By the way, that's just ego. Mm-hmm. But once you keep on, and the way to, slay the ego in that particular example is just to remind yourself that you're here to be of service to other people. And guys, you have to call yourself salespeople. You are salespeople. You're not whatever your business card says unless it says salesperson. And the very reason that you're unwilling to do the real work of real estate, and the very reason that you're not making more money by helping more people, is because you're not acknowledging that you're a salesperson. They expect you to be a salesperson, but what does that mean? A salesperson is a problem solver. That's all it is at the end of the day. But look at all this head junk you guys have. You have head junk about calling and worrying about how people are going to perceive you. You have all this head junk that you tell yourself about doing the real work of real estate. And some of you, most of you, have head junk about building wealth, about being rich, where your money works for you and you no longer work for your money, and you're wondering why you're still poor. You're still poor and will always be poor because you're not willing to do the real work and because you have head junk about what it means to be rich. Those two things right there. We talk about this on our podcast endlessly. We talk about this in our book, Harris Rules. We talk about this all the time because those two little things, when you can move past that and you realize that, frankly, this industry is the greatest blessing there possibly could be to anybody who has any kind of drive and is willing to do the real work and learn how to help people, especially in a changing market like this. When you can just accept that that is your moral imperative, you absolutely positively have to look at the business that way and stop looking at it as a creative outlet. I said this yesterday on another interview. It's so true. Anything that involves creativity right now, just stop. Okay? Do not look at this as you're not at home and you're sequestered and, worrying and wondering what to do. Do not be spending all your time doing TikTok videos, and do not be spending all your time doing all this Mickey Mouse, Look, if your job is to help people, and if you're a professional salesperson, then your job is to help people because you're a professional salesperson. Get on the phone, know what to say, know what to do. And guys, what comes after that is not what you think. Look, if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to learn the skills, does not matter what the interest rates will do, does not matter what the economy will do, does not matter who the president is, does not matter. It does not matter. You will succeed. Again, because the greatest fortunes in the history of man have always been made during the greatest times of change. I don't know about you guys, but this is one of the greatest times of change that I hope I ever have to experience, right? We're in it right now. Yeah. So this is your opportunity to, I can hear the motivation coming out of your voice. What are you thinking?
No, I mean, it is. It's all hands on deck, red alert. I mean, this is the biggest time of change any of us have seen. I mean, if anyone hasn't figured that out yet, that's, it's time to see that. I mean, so
we really are at war.
It's scary.
I mean,
it's
honestly.
Exciting. I mean, war is a good analogy for, there's a lot of healthy analogies in the idea of war for what we're going through, because it is. It's sort of this, invisible enemy, but it really highlights how equal we all are, because this thing is striking down famous people, rich people, poor people, educated people, uneducated people. The virus doesn't discriminate, and the lockdown doesn't discriminate. Some people are in much more posh lockdown situations than others. That's a different story, but the situation doesn't discriminate. We're all in it, and it is going to be life-changing. It'll be very interesting, to see just what aspects of life change forever after this. And who knows? It's all we're going to,
It's not all going to be bad. It's not going to be all bad. I mean, there's going to be some certainly, Yeah, it's some of it's going to be wonderful. Julie and I we're running I don't know if you saw this on our private members Facebook page, where we were asking them what positive things are coming and will come as a result of this whole thing, and some of the answers are brilliant. We're going to start sharing some of those on our normal daily podcast, but some of the things that people are saying are so inspirational, just things you wouldn't even have thought of before. So I'm going to start hanging my hat on the optimistic outcome, opposed to some sort of, dystopian future where we're all walking around with, big grizzly bears and trying to defend ourselves against the zombies. I'm kind of, there's no future there, so that's not fun.
That's not a very comforting. Yeah, that's not going to be like a help us sleep at night type thing to ruminate on. Yeah, we might as well embrace the optimistic things because the other side is kind of dark.
But first things first, everyone's got to get their financial house in order. Julie and I created a 3-part Ultimate Agent Survival Guide. We've been talking about this on the podcast endlessly. You guys have got to get this. And what it is the 3 parts. So the first part's called Personal, the second one's called Protect, and the third part's called Profit. You have to be focused on those 3 parts. And what we're trying to do is walk all of you through. And you can share this report with your centers of influence and past clients, your friends, your family, anyone you know, love, and care about, because it's relevant to everybody. So first thing, we're kind of walking you through what you should be doing right now to financially protect yourself, because that's the front lines, your own checkbook. Number 2, we're going to tell you basically the things you're supposed to be doing now to start making money, getting cash flowing. And I'll tell you a little, it should be obvious, not so big of a secret, do not count on the government to have your back. What was it, Ronald Reagan that said the scariest noise you can hear is a knock on your door, followed by opening the door and hearing someone saying, I'm here from the government, I'm here to help. I mean, you guys have to realize that at the end of the day, you have to have your own backs. You have to protect yourself. You're going to have to you have to learn to do the work that you have been avoiding learning how to do, because you've come up in this fantasy world of this past 10 years thinking that you could basically buy your way into business. And you can't anymore. Those days are over. The buying buyer leads, that's over. The iBuyers, who knows if those guys will ever come back. All this other fanciful stuff is going to go away and never going to come back again. And the only people that are going to be left standing are the people with the skill set. You guys have time. Look, you're going to be locked down for at least another month, 2 months, maybe really, who knows. You might as well really decide to buckle down and master the skill sets necessary for you to one day maybe wake up and find yourself flying an F-18. How about that for a wrap up? So LeGrand, if they want to get hold of you and send you a referral, how can they communicate with you?
All right. Love to hear from people. Again, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, most beautiful city in the country, and many consider it even one of the most beautiful in the world. And my email address is LeGrand,